He's laying where he collapsed 5 days ago in the one place where he hoped he'd get help, the district hospital in Kono. He was left untouched, untended and unfed for nearly a week, and when we found him, there was no life left in him. The sick don't like coming here. There are only 15 patients in this entire 185-bed hospital. They're terrified of catching the virus, and those here say the medics won't treat them because they're scared too.
I went to the town to get him the drugs, but no nurse to take care of my mom.
Aminata is 19 and in labour, and no one wants to touch her, not even the traditional birthing attendant who brought her here. Finally, the hospital cleaner steps in, dressed in protective clothing, and disinfects the birthing bed. She and the traditional worker, neither of whom have any formal medical training, are going to try to deliver this baby. The cleaner has nothing shielding her face, and the traditional helper has only gloves to protect her. So we offer our spare safety clothing. It could mean the difference between living or dying.
Nice to do? Yeah. Thank you.
More than an hour later, and the birth isn't progressing. The cleaner, who says she picked up her experience during Sierra Leone's civil war, decides to use the remaining 2 bottles of medicine to kickstart the labour. But shortly after the injections, this happens. Aminata falls unconscious. Her mother-in-law is distraught. She didn't want to come to the hospital at all. Finally, nearly 3 hours on, a nursing assistant arrives. Her gloves are poor quality and rip.
Have you seen our trouble? Yeah.
2 of her nursing colleagues in this same maternity unit have died in the past week, so she knows how dangerous the virus is. Again, we offer spares we've brought with us.
Do you want these gloves, sister? We have some gloves. Okay. Yeah? Yeah, thank you. They're new. Yeah.
Thank you.
We don't have this, so we are not properly equipped. Yeah, because we don't have this.
The teenager is awake now, but in agony. There's some brutal pressure being applied to her womb. The heat, which is exacerbated by the protective clothing, proves too much for the hospital cleaner. But amidst the fainting and the fear, the cry of the newborn baby boy lifts everyone.
Emmanuel.
He's named Emmanuel, and they're delighted. But he's now the latest Ebola suspect, and if he's carrying the virus, this little baby could end up killing scores of others. Help for Kono district is arriving. The British military's part of the task force. Here they're delivering urgently needed medical supplies which would perish during the 8-hour bumpy ride to the eastern border. But for many communities in this remote part of the country, the help has come too late. Until this week, Kono had no Ebola treatment centre or testing facility. It's meant the virus has gone unchecked, and new cases keep emerging. Banzarati is all too typical. She's feverish and weak, but doesn't want to go to hospital. She's fearful of the men in white suits, and they spend a lot of time reassuring her they've only come to help her. Her neighbours believe she has Ebola, and they don't want her here. They want her out. Finally, she's persuaded to leave. She had to travel dozens of miles to nearby Kanama district to get tested for Ebola. It came back negative, but days after coming home here to Kono, she fell ill again.
And what are your fears about that somehow spreading to other people in the community?
My fear about the community, because we are not safe. We are not safe. That's my fear. Because we need a speedy intervention so that this thing will be over, will be thing will past.
The community is not happy. They feel very far away from the capital, Freetown, where government resources have been directed and where charities and aid agencies are operating in their dozens.
So now that's make we cry to the government, make them put.
That's why we are crying to the government.
For let them, make them had more and more emphasis for
let
transfer this Ebola
more mechanism, more pressure, so that Ebola should be eradicated in this of our nation.
The Ebola recovery team leave Banzarati's house unsecured and exposed, much to the disgust of the villagers. This community has been free of Ebola since September. Now they feel as vulnerable as ever. Alex Crawford, Sky News in Kono, Eastern Sierra Leone.